Hello again, it's me, the guy with the YouTube channel. Before we get started with this review, you may have noticed that these G-Fest reviews have been coming fairly quick, one day after another. This review might be the last one to come in that order for a little while. The next G-Fest review might be a few days until that, because I just have a very odd schedule I can record these videos on. So anyways, getting started with the review. Today we are reviewing, of course, if you saw my collection video, the third figure I got on Friday, the first day of G-Fest 22, the Bandai 2000 Ultra Monster series, Baltan 5 from Ultraman 80. Also technically Baltan 6. So, I don't have the tag, but rather than get on to detail, we will start with history, because that's what we do with Ultra Monsters. So, Baltan 5 originally appeared in, I think it was episode 36, I think? Somewhere in the 30s in terms of episodes, I don't know. Either way, appeared in fairly late in Ultraman 80, not really. But basically came to Earth, and his plan to conquer the Earth was basically blow shit up with a warship, because he brought one with him. But Ultraman 80 came in, fought him in a very heated battle. It was a lot different from other Baltan battles, because Baltan matched Ultraman 80 move for move, until Ultraman 80 threw him at the warship, killing him and blowing up the warship. Should have thought about that. Anyways, the next Baltan to appear in Ultraman 80 was Baltan 6. Ooh, voice cracked. Was Baltan 6, who looked pretty much identical to Baltan 5. It was basically the same suit, and he had a less good plan. I mean, this Baltan had a fairly generic plan, but Baltan 6's plan was to make kids fight each other, a very small group of kids, to get their parents fighting, to eventually start a chain reaction to make the whole world go into war, but was eventually stopped by Ultraman 80. That's it. Dead. Right, now on to the detail, because I don't have the tag. Before we get started, you may notice tape in between his legs. That is because when I got this figure, his legs were basically touching. They were like that, and they shouldn't. They should be out like that, so I'm using this tape to get him to stand, because without it, he has to have his arms like up there to stand. So anyways, we'll take the tape out for detail. But as you can see, for detail, if we can focus, there we go. Might be a little hard for you to see because my videos aren't necessarily the best quality in terms of pixels or whatever, because I upload these from my phone because my computer can't upload videos to YouTube. Anyways, yeah, you can see a lot of nice wrinkles in the suit there, at the boots, his very slightly small legs, kind of stocky looking. Again, got a lot of nice wrinkles, some silver highlights going up. There's a silver highlight inside of his Baltan skirt, as some people call it. And I'm looking at his Baltan skirt as, I don't really think this thing has a name. Come on, can we focus? There we go. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of really nice folds and wrinkles. The 2000 Ultra Monster series is one of the best series of Ultra Monsters, just because they have such nice detail, like this figure here. See a lot of really nice sculpted wrinkles and folds. All the little squares are on there. Really nice on his chest. We have some nice detailing. There's a black spray, again, some silver spraying. See, just look, this looks like such a good figure. It really captures a fairly cheap foamy suit. And you can see on his back that's really creased and wrinkled. Focus. There we go. Yeah, see, it's really nice. In his head, probably what puts a lot of people off about this Baltan, but I really like it. So you got a big nose, and you can't really see in there, but they did sculpt the little holes for the actor to see out of. And the head of this Baltan actually came off of a different Baltan suit that was used for the Ultraman 1979 movie. They just reused it for 5 and 6 Baltan, and you can see all the nice detail there. And his claws, they do look a little odd, at least compared to other Baltans. Like, this claw is basically closed. Might be a little more like that when they're closed, but they don't really open that much. Like, this claw is supposed to be in an open position, so they don't open that much, obviously, like I just said. And if you kind of pull the claw away, one thing that's kind of interesting is these squares are also sculpted inside the claw, or inside the joint, or little nub that they plug onto. Just a little odd thing. And inside the claws, there is black paint. Although the one thing about this figure that is inaccurate is the color. He's kind of green color. That's not very accurate to the suit. Just pull back a little bit there. Not very accurate to the suit. It was more of a brownish color. So yeah, and then you got his ears up there, which look pretty nice, although a little bit of paint slop on mine. So detail is pretty nice, except the paint job. And for articulation, the arms go 360. They're a little loose on mine. The waist can go 360, oval shaped, so I wouldn't really recommend it. And obviously, like all Baltans, the claws go 360. Although some have glue-sealed claws, like Baltan Jr. and Ultra Fight Baltan. Can we get him to do that? His laughy pose, like, ho ho ho, no, what? No. Yeah, we'll just put it down like that. Were you really expecting anything else for articulation? No. Getting him to stand, this is gonna be a bit of a difficulty. You know what? We will use this to prop him up. No, that won't work. Oh, wait. No, that's not going to work. Alright, we'll just put him down, like with the Rodan review. My first G-Fest review. So for sizing, here he is. Oh, great, another figure fell over. For sizing, I don't have Ultraman 80, sadly. I want the Ultra Act, but that is way overpriced. Or at least the American prices are MSRP. So anyways, here's the Ultra Hero Series Ultraman Powered. And you know what, let me back up a little bit. Yeah, as you can see, or really can, geez, what the hell, come on, get everything in frame, camera. So as you can see, Baltan is a little bit taller than Ultraman, than Powered, which I think is accurate. But he is a pretty short Baltan. Most Baltan figures are like that big. Some are even that big, but yeah, he's just a shorter Baltan. So yeah, and you know, most Ultraman figures are the same size. So that's why I'm not pulling out anything different. Next, here is the Ultra Hero Alpha Ultraman Cosmos Corona mode. Again, well, can't really hang this. Back up even more. Yeah, there we go. You can kind of see it now. These figures, again, are a little inaccurately sized. Well, no, I mean, they're accurately sized, but Baltan's a little shorter. Just want to show you the various different types of Ultraman figure on the market with one of these. That's why I'm showing you various figures that are the same size. Next, here's an Ultra Act Ultraman Leo first version. This is an older Ultra Act body type, but basically the same. The newer ones are just a little bit taller. So yeah, that's how he looks with an Ultra Act again. Slightly taller. Not like we're breaking new ground here. Next, here's another Baltan figure. Powered Baltan from Ultraman Powered. And as you can see, he is much bigger than Powered Baltan. Or no, much smaller. This is a fairly tall Baltan figure. Next, here's another Saiyan, Borg Saiyan from Ultra 7. I don't know why I'm pulling this out. Maybe it's because I have 7 subscribers and he's from Ultra 7. Oh, you see what I did there? Yeah, anyways. Yeah, you know, they look good together. I don't know why I pulled this guy out. Anyways, here's a Showa Godzilla, my only Showa Godzilla. Godzilla 75. The Memorial Box version. I would say this is accurate. This Baltan, I think, is a little over 50 meters, and Godzilla 75 is obviously, like all Showa Godzillas, except Godzilla 84, 50 meters. And finally, whoa, just bumped the camera. Finally, here's the last few figures that you always see in my reviews. NECA Godzilla 2014 6-inch version. This is inaccurate. Baltan should be like that big, maybe even that big compared to Godzilla 2014. But this is just to give you an idea of how big he looks with him. Just, because he's been in all the reviews. Next, here is the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 1995 Rebirth version. Again, to give you an idea of how big this figure looks with this figure, because I know this may or may not be a fairly common figure, just to show you what he looks like with the standard scale for an SH Monster Arts. Oh no, Baltan's about to fall over, he just did. Next, of course, Rodan Final Wars, my repainted Bandai Creation figure, which you've seen in all reviews, except the Powered Baltan review. So, finally, this figure gets to be with a Baltan figure for a sizing, and, again, this is very inaccurate, but this is just to show you how big. I think by now you should get it. And finally, the NECA Pacific Rim Axe Head, just as a standard kaiju, Pacific Rim kaiju body mold. This is probably very inaccurate, but again, just to show you that he, oh jeez, it just horribly bumped the camera there, is a lot shorter. So that's it for sizing. Now on to the final part, history of the figure and pricing. This figure was originally released in, I don't really know, I think 2002, 2003, in the 2000 Ultra Monster series line, basically. And it was, obviously this figure was made for that line and never reissued again. That just makes things so much easier when going over this section of the review. And overall, this figure isn't very common. I don't see it for sale that much. Usually it's untagged like this. But when I do, he's usually okay priced. Usually around $17 to $20. That's what I see him at. I got this for $10 at G-Fest 22. So I didn't pay that bad a price. And the tape is not helping him stand. Get in there, tape. Yeah, so overall, I'm going to give this figure, I mean, it's a really nicely sculpted figure, but, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It's not that special of a figure. I mean, if you're like me and you really like this Baltan, then you should go for it, but not that special of a figure, and it's not painted very well. So that's it for this review. The Baltan is continuing the trend of Baltans on this show, and possibly other Seijins, of not being able to stand. This might be my last G-Fest figure review for a little while, and, well, not really that long. It's just that these reviews have been one day after another, and my next G-Fest review might be a couple days, just because I won't be able to record the review tomorrow, and I'm not sure about the next day. Who knows? Maybe it will be up tomorrow. Ooh. I don't really know. So that's it for the review. I'm making shit up as I go along. And that's it for this review. Bye. Oh no. It's not turning off. It's not turning off. It's not turning off!